Alright guys, I was just going to say it's Saturday, and that sort of popped into my head, and I thought, I want to say, it's Saturday, it's 6 o'clock, it's crackerjack. There's something to that effect. But you'd have to be my age to understand that one, I think, really. So yeah, absolutely. I'm a bit slurped, aren't I? I've just moved the holder actually, and I've put it on a bit skew with what is going on up here. Drivers wanted to stop for a quick chat. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, it's beautiful out there, absolutely beautiful. Blue sky, smattering a few clouds and what have you. And I went out I was going to cut some grass earlier. I didn't quite get the mower out. What happened was, I lifted out now. We've had a lot of stuff being put away in the sheds for a while. Because of course the wind just carries it all over the sodding garden and makes a right mess. And I lifted out the top off the patio table, which is a glass topped one. Now, we actually got one broken last year by the wind and what have you. And then the grandson finished it off with a big stick. But yeah, it's so I took it outside, out of the way, leant it against the wall, went back into the shed to grab the mower, and I heard it rattle, and I went out, and what had happened was a gust of wind or something picked up, and I just caught it in time. It nearly went over flat on the concrete, and that would have been it. It had just shattered. So yeah, I put that back in the shed very, very quickly, and then I noticed, now I've got a few old petrol cans, or gas cans as you would call them in America, for the different types. Now I've got one that I've had a two-stroke mix in, which is for like my my strimmer and my hedge cutter. And the petrol, the lawn mower is unleaded, straightforward fuel line, It's just a 4-stroke. And my green one that I keep my unleaded in has disappeared. And I don't know where it's gone, so somebody has run off with my fuel can. And I know the mower, I didn't even bother checking, because I knew that, if there was going to be anything in it, it'd have been a tiny drop in the bottom, and I'd have gotten about 2 yards with it. So I need to sort out getting a new can. I mean, there is a red one kicking about. Now, obviously, red used to be, that was our old colour for leaded, for full leaded fuel. I've got a feeling it's had a 2-stroke mix in it, and I don't want to risk knackering up my lawnmower. I've had enough knacker up already this year without more. And as the season is about to pick up, your lawnmower's going to be back up to sort of like well over £100 each again. If you wait till off season, you can only pick one up on a deal for about 100 quid, late season sort of thing. So I don't want to run the risk at the minute of destroying my lawnmower. My daughter nearly did it once anyway, with it being a 4-stroke, and what had happened was, I don't know why they did it. They borrowed it, cut the grass, and for some reason decided to stand it up on its front wheels against the wall. And I just thought, well, why would you do that? Oh, we wanted to air out the underneath. And you just clean it by hand, you don't air it out. Just get in there, if you've got dog muck in there, that's your fault for not picking up the dog muck. And but when I got to it, it'd just been left there like that. So when I got to it, what happened was all the oil out the bottom of the sump had basically come up through the top of the engine, out through the air filter, and dribbled all over the mower and all over her concrete. I wasn't bothered about her concrete, I was more bothered about my mower. It then took the next 2 days laboriously stripping and cleaning, and I don't know how many goes at pulling the cord before I finally got it to start, and it was just billowing black smoke, of course, because it was just full of oil. But yeah, I think it was about 4 days before it was running clean again, before it finally burnt off all the last of the oil. So yeah, that was cost me a lot of time, that did. So hence I don't like lending out my stuff much anymore, because they don't have a great deal of respect for it. So yeah, so anyway, I need another fuel can, and then obviously some fuel. And the cost of that these days is ridiculous. As one neighbour said to me, he'd just walked up the village to the petrol station, and you know, I think it's, what is it, your minimum delivery at pumps these days is about £2 into it, something like that, and he put £2 in. He said, that's all I've got with me, I'm putting £2 in. He says, that should see my grass. Now I've got a lot because I'm on a corner plot. He hasn't got as much. He's on like a split corner plot, so he's not so bad. And his exact words after he'd done it were, he pulled a face as he looked in through the open end of the can, and his exact words were, "You could piss more than you can get for £2," which made me chuckle. I know you in America, you complain about the price of your petrol, but when you actually run it across correctly to our prices, you'll find we get a much more raw deal on our fuel, trust me. So yeah, so I'm just off to get a few bits. Oh, never! I've just realised I forgot some stuff. Actually, I'm going to have to do another trip into town. Never mind. That's annoyed me. And I've walked past the stuff as well. I had some stuff for my son in the hallway home, and I deliberately went and got it, stood it in the hallway, and I've walked straight past it on the way out. What an idiot. And the wife's half asleep, so she wouldn't be able to remind me to do anything at the minute. So anyway, I suppose I'll go and get these bits and pieces, and I'm actually picking up some bits for him as well, I think, anyway, so I may as well go straight back home and then do a run back in again for our butcher comes. Yeah, I'm gonna get some meat off the butcher today for tomorrow's dinner. So there you go, guys. Oh dear. So it's that time I've got to feed the animals actually, but what was it? I've got to look in the freezer. I've got to hate chest freezers. I think I've said that before. I hate them with a passion because everything's always buried. In fact, the wife just said we'll have something light out of the freezer tonight. I've already been and bought me meat for tomorrow. In fact, I tell you what, I'm going to come back to that, because what I might do is just have a takeaway, to be honest. There's only me and her to feed tonight, so anyway. If you haven't already done so, you need to go on to Twitter and say happy birthday to Jane Jones, or at least pop down to her YouTube channel. I think it is just Jane Jones, isn't it? I think so. It's at Jane Jones JJ on Twitter. But yeah, either way, make sure you say happy birthday to her for today, Saturday. Yeah, so this is going to go up on Saturday anyway. I've actually just done a recording sort of an unpackaging and show you it on the devices sort of thing. Dogs are messing. Of a couple of cases actually from a company called Snupped.com. Well, Snupped is the name of the company. It's SNUPPED, and they do cases. They've got like some standard sort of images and what have you. I think actually I forgot to mention in the video, they also they don't do like a standard colour printing. I think there's about 6 colours in their printer, something like that. So you know, you're going to get higher quality colours in your prints actually. But yeah, they print out laptop cases and phone cases, phone pouches, you know, iPad pouches and cases and stuff like that. So well worth checking out actually. Yeah, you go to the website snupped.com. But yeah, I'll have a video up. I've got it all to edit yet. I've got it. Well, I haven't even imported the footage yet. Although it's got a little bit of screen recording it at the website. But all the links will be there anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I've got to kicking off with the neighbours' dogs now. I've got to go and start the dogs' food now anyway, and then sort out our tea and decide whether I'm going to try and find something in that barren wilderness of a freezer, or I'm just going to take away. Wife's asleep now, and you can't get any sense out of her. She's not too well at the minute actually. She's a bit under the weather, so it makes her sleep more. So anyway, I'll catch up in a bit, guys. Oh, all right again, guys. So yeah, I've been and got fish and chips in the end. I've got them on the floor down there. They're in cardboard boxes. Got them from Kennedy's, Jack Kennedy's. I remember years ago it used to be, oh, it was my go-to chippy actually, about halfway through the weekend night after a few pubs. And I'd go and get something like chips and peas there or something, and then go and have a few beers. What was it? It was Majestics, that was what it was called. The old couple that ran it up until a few years ago. I used to see them still around town sometimes. But yeah, it's Jack Kennedy's now. Still does a really good fish. Chips aren't as brilliant as some of the chip shops, but the fish is nice. So I've got fish chips and mushy peas. The wife's got fish chips and curry sauce. So anyway, that video I was doing, that is, well, it's probably done by now actually. I just imported it all, and it'll have all imported and rendered by now, I would have thought. Obviously there'll be more rendering will go on as I start to edit it. So that's my next job actually. So still a nice evening. Still a little windy. I believe they've got planning permission for down there now actually. That field just to the side. And I've just picked up a money off voucher as well for a circus actually. It's going to be, I didn't know anything about it actually. Normally you hear about such things, although I didn't really take much notice of the signboard at the showground over the last few weeks, but there's going to be a circus on at the showground. Paulo's Circus apparently. Apparently it's the one that they use on ITV's The Circus or whatever, I don't know. But apparently it's one of the oldest in the UK or something like that anyway. I'm gonna... Is it the world's... ITV's The Circus, Paulo's Circus, yeah. It's £2 off every ticket with that one voucher, so that's all right. I mean, I don't always go to them, but you know, we usually make sure that the kids go to them when they're in the area. So anyway, I'm gonna go back home now. I've come out the back end of town, because that's where the chip shop is. So heading back down the bypass now. This is my usual journey home from work. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get home, get on with editing that other video. This one might get a bit of light editing, and then that'll go up first probably. And if the other one, if I get it edited in time, it will be up later tonight, but I've still got my dogs to feed and what have you yet, so they'll all be climbing the walls soon. Although, to be honest, what'll happen is you'll put the food down, they'll smell ours and want ours, but they ain't getting it. They have to wait until we finish, and then eventually they'll dig into their own when they realise they're getting out. They usually get a few tidbits chucked in their bowls anyway. So, and the cat will be yowling for us as well. Although actually he seems to be going off his food a little bit at the minute. I don't know whether it's because the warm weather's coming. Because that, you know, that can put them off their food a bit sometimes. Or whether there's an underlying problem. Just keep an eye on him anyway. But then again, like I say, he's getting old. Same as one of the dogs. You know, they're getting on now. It's only a year difference between our oldest dog and the cat. So hopefully it'll be okay anyway. So anyway guys, I'm nearly home now, so I think that's pretty much going to be it for today. Not been a great deal to say really, but sorry, I got taken by that guy building himself a fence there. Anyway, do take care of yourselves, and really do enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I know by the time it's watched, I think some of my viewers are American and they'll be just starting their weekend, so do have a good weekend, and I hope you have a good working week next week, because it's on you as soon as you turn around and blinked through the weekend. Your working week's back on you, isn't it? So anyway, have a good weekend guys, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, cheers guys, see you.